Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. Hold on one second. I got to turn my light out. It's way too, everything looks brown around here. Hold on. Get a little contrast going on. What's up, Buccaneer fans? Man, this team's going to give me a heart attack. 100%. Gotti, what's up, man? Yeah, Gotti emailed me a picture with his that his brother had sent him of his heart rate monitor or his blood pressure monitor, whatever it was, during the game. That was pretty funny. That's how I feel, man. It's like, oh gosh, can we get a blowout, please? Please. Preferably the Buccaneers blowing out the other team, not the other way around. Dino, what's up? You know, Dino, I felt that same way. Dino says, I'm convinced the Bucs let the... Okay, my chat's not showing up again. Hold on one second. Media add a stream by pump. Okay, hold on one second. Boop. Okay. Tom, what's up? Blues Miller, what's up, man? Yeah, you know, I'm working. Somebody type something in. Let me see if it's working. You know, I thought the same thing. I turned to Molly. I said, I think they might have let him score. I don't know if they did or not. That was awful risky, but I felt like they needed to let him score because if we stopped them a couple times and, you know, they could have run the clock down and they just kicked a field goal and beat us. So it worked out in the end. It worked out in the end. Okay, it's not working again. Dang it. Chat's not showing up. Oh, wait, there we go. There we go. All right. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it, bro. So, Victory Tuesday, yes. Special teams, man. You know, we looked at them last week. We only got through the first half last week, and I was saying, man, these special teams, I hope they get better. You know, I was talking about watching. I was never able to watch the second half of the last week's game on all 22. I'm going to do that, though. But, yes, our special teams, we have an issue there again. Last year, they got a little bit better. This year, it's almost like they've forgotten how to tackle and block. In this game, every time we punted, they came this close to blocking it. And then eventually they did. And they overloaded the right-hand side of the offense. They were overloaded over there, and we didn't adjust at all. And a guy came totally unblocked. And he just like casually walked over and smacked the ball down. I was like, man, yeah, exactly. I've got plenty of stuff, Zebra, to complain about here. But, hey, when it comes down to it, we 2-0, baby, on the road. On the road. Nobody, no team in league history, has won 2 games on the road back-to-back in the last seconds like we have. Let me see. There was, in NFL history, there's been 2 teams that have won, have gone 2-0 despite trailing in both games with 1 minute left in the fourth quarter. That's us and the 1979 Browns. Those are the only teams that have ever done that, but we're the only ones that have ever done it with so little time left on the clock. And I think both of them on the road. So we breaking records, man. Not the kind of records I want to break, though. I want a nice, relaxing game where, you know, I can enjoy the game and chit chat because we've already got it wrapped up by halftime. You know, kind of like how the Detroit Lions did the Chicago Bears. Woof. Was it 52 13 or something like that. That was tough. But yeah, man, I like good entertainment. I talk about that all the time. We got to remember, this is all about entertainment, man. These two games have been entertaining. And the crazy thing is we won the time of possession. We destroyed it. And we had the lead for most of the game. It was only right there for a little bit in the fourth quarter where I was like, oh no, we're going to lose. It was a wild game. It was a wild game. I rewatched it. I got up to the fourth quarter. I got up to 5:22 in the fourth quarter. And I got notes on that, but I didn't watch the very end. I wasn't able to finish it up. I had to jump online here. But a few things that I really thought the tackles played a lot worse than they actually did. Rewatching it, I haven't looked at the all 22. I've got it loaded up, so we might look at some of that. But they didn't play as bad as I thought they did. And our run game, I felt like against the Falcons, our run game just wasn't that good. I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't as good as it was last year where our running backs were able to, bust open down, they were creating these big old holes, the offensive line was. And I thought that kind of the same way in this game. I thought the running backs had to do a lot more maneuvering and stuff. There was too many guys in the backfield and everything. But then on rewatching it, they were getting some pretty big holes. So I was thinking our run blocking was pretty good. I don't think our offensive line played as bad as I thought they did. But we'll look at the all 22 and see if that's true. It's always easier you always get different stories every time you watch a game, especially when you watch it on broadcast live and then rewatch it on broadcast after knowing what's already happened and then watching all 22. It's like 3 different versions of the game. What we got going on. Yeah, that's great. I tell you what, the defense, nobody really stood out. I didn't feel everybody played well, but then, there were some mistakes here and there, but I felt like everybody played really solid. But nobody really stood out. That sack by Tyke Smith, though, that was great. He blew Dario Ogunbowale up. I mean, he decleated him and then got the sack. I was like, woo, that's how you do it right there. That's why Dari is not on our team. Merriweather should win Special Teams Player of the Week. What did he do? Did he do something good? This is probably something I should know, right? What's up, Rampage? Oh, everybody, it's Rampage's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. How's it going? I can't even play Happy Birthday. Anyhow, you get the idea. Happy birthday, Rampage. Rampage is old enough to buy his own beer now. We're going to need an all-new front seven next year. You talking about defensively or offensively? Yeah. Yeah, that was a great red zone stand by the defense. Not only by the blocked punt, but when they got down, they were on they were at the 1 yard line after a catch by Collins, and we stopped them, and then they went for it on 4th and 1, and we stopped them there, got that turnover. That was great. And then them dummies, we get the ball, we're backed up in the end zone, and they get a face mask penalty, put us all the way out, almost to the 20. They really messed up there. They did some boneheaded stuff. A lot of their play calling, I didn't. But I tell you what, C.J. Stroud's looking good. He was looking good. That catch by C.J. Stroud and that throw was great. But that catch by Nico Collins on their first touchdown, that toe tapper, man, that was pretty. That was a beautiful pass, beautiful catch. McCollum was there. Joshua, what's up, man? Yeah, Baker Mayfield gets the game ball, I think. But that catch was just beautiful, and McCollum was right there. It was good defense, but that was like really hard it would have really been hard for him to stop that catch. That was a really good throw. A great catch too. Great catch. Man, I'm way behind on the chat here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. True enough. Good for the offense to get it. Now, last year we would have lost both of these games. We didn't do good in these type of games last year. I mean, both. I think both the Atlanta games came down to tight games. So maybe this year we flipped the switch. I did notice Bowles we're not blitzing near as much as we normally do either. These past couple of games. Now we did start blitzing in the second half of this game, which helped a lot. And I think, okay, we'll get to all this in a second. Let me catch up with you. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Chase McLaughlin either. But, it's around the league. It's a kicking thing around the league. I'm seeing it all over the place. And, I talked about it in the week 1 instant reaction that, they changed the rules with the K-ball, the kicker's ball, so now they can get them prepared all week. And I think it's really affected because the kickers all across the league are not doing well, which you would think it'd be the exact opposite, which I expected it to be the exact opposite too, but they're just getting used to it, I guess. The Jets should be a fairly easy win, Rampage. Yes, they should. So watch out. And Molly, the grilling accessories are in the garage over by the water heater. Luke Gedicke aggravated a foot injury on the second play of Bucs' second drive Monday night. Yes, and that was tough. That was really he just went over and sat down. Did y'all notice that? They didn't even look at his leg or go to the tent or nothing. He just went over and sat down, and he got up and he tried walking away at one point, trying to put some weight on it, and he just couldn't do it. And they were just like, all right, he's done. So I think going into this, I mean, we knew he had a foot issue from last week. I think going into this, they were like, look, either you can play or you can't play. And he was like, I could do it. And then we got out there and he was like, yeah, I can't do it. And they were like, all right. Yeah, Tyke stood out. I liked Tyke. I think he played great. I think everybody played great. I think the defense did a good job. I think Dennis, we're going to have to look at the all-22. There were a couple plays where I was like, what are you doing? And there was one play where, what was the guy's name? Mack, the running back, their second string running back, got that crossing route and ended up running for 27 yards or something like that. It looked like it was on Dennis. But if you notice, Dennis was looking around, even actually threw his hand up in the air as the play was going on. Like, hey, there was supposed to be somebody else over here. It's the impression I got. So we'll have to look at that on the all-22 too. And then after the play, Dennis was looking around and holding his hands up like he was kind of saying to somebody, what were you doing? So we'll see. Oh, do you like Rampage like my happy birthday rendition? I can actually play happy birthday. I don't know. Benedict Arnold and Vita Vea. But I thought that Gaines did great too. I thought Cansey did good until he got hurt. Levante did great. That was a great sack by Levante. He did that old thing that the Saints used to do to us, where the linebackers act like they're running away and then they run back in on the blitz. It looked really good. And they replayed it too. I was like, yes. We picked that up from the Saints from a long time ago. But that was a great sack. Who else? I thought Winfield did pretty good. I saw Morrison out there for a couple plays. Didn't really notice any either defensively. Either they're old, can't get a pass rusher, or just can't stay healthy. Yeah, you're talking about the front seven. I know. Yeah, I'm kind of concerned about that right now. Greg Gaines did good in this game. Don't know if he's going to be able to keep it up. So we're down to Vita Vea really is our only defensive lineman that can get anything done right now. B-Mog. Oh, I'd love to hear the exchange between Baker and Gardner Johnson. Yeah. Yeah. When he got that run, he got up into Gardner Johnson's face. I was like, oh no, he's hurt. Cause he was like holding his ankle and then he just popped right up and got right up in his face. I was like, oh, he's not hurt. That's the Baker I know and love right there. Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember that now, Tom. Yeah, yeah. Merriweather, that tackle. Yeah, I thought he was gone. I thought that Texans returner was gone. I don't know what was Merriweather doing so far back. The kicker or the punter had already tried to make the tackle like 15 yards ahead. So I was like, why was Merriweather so far back behind the kicker? That was weird. There is brotherhood amongst us, man. Yeah, that Tyke blitz was just great. He decleated Dari. Ogunbowale was like laying on the ground, just stunned. Oh, Levante's dropped interception, man. So that's two dropped interceptions last week, both of them by McCollum, and then we should have had another one. Gosh, who was it? He jumped up and he got his hand on it. It wasn't McCollum, it was somebody else. But I'm not going to count that one. But the Levante David, definitely should have been an interception. I mean, it looked like he threw the pass right to Levante. I mean, Levante jumped up in the air and it like hit him in the face. He caught it like this. He didn't have to jump. I don't know why he jumped. But then he just dropped the ball. It was just like, Levante, and we have got no turnovers, but we haven't given up any turnovers either, right? We've got no turnovers. And Paul said that's what he's looking for this year. We've dropped 3. Yeah, our run defense has been playing pretty good. Pretty good. It doesn't look good. I'm looking at it on the All-22 when we were watching it last week, and I was like, man, this run defense doesn't look solid. I felt like we were kind of getting lucky with some of our tackles, but, we did it again last night. Great run defense. It's not all Vita Vea. It can't be. I think we're getting guys that are crashing the line and stuff. So, if Vita goes down, we can't even talk like that. Let's not even bring that into the universe. Ugh, scrub that from our brain. Yeah, because we got Logan Hall, Greg Gaines. Gosh, who all do we have? Logan Hall, Greg Gaines. The Elijah Roberts. He was in for a couple snaps. He had a couple snaps last week too, and I watched him. He did okay. Didn't really. I think he had like 3 snaps, but he was in on I think that Levante David sack. So we got him. Gosh, that's really it. That's all we got, guys. Our defensive line is looking rough. We've only got 3 guys. You can say 4 if you put Logan Hall in there. We only got 4 guys. Yeesh. It was good to see Benjamin Morrison out there, though. Who do we have on the practice squad? I'm kind of worried now. CJ Brewer. Got him. Yeesh, man. Yeah, Chase McLaughlin. I don't know what's going on there, but like I said, it's the whole league. This is happening all over the league. B2B tackle on first down at the 1 yard line was amazing. Block punt was a turnover. I guess is it considered a turnover? But yeah, they got to get that special team straightened up, not just on the punts, The kickoffs are bad too. You know, our guys are getting blowed up. We saw it on all 22. And our guys are getting blowed up on blocking. And we're not tackling well on the special teams, man. Don't like it. And then, like I said, in this game, every time we punted, they came this close to blocking that punt. So we got to work on that, man. I guess the reason why I wouldn't consider a block punt a turnover is because you're going to be, I mean, once it leaves the kicker's leg, it's their ball, you know. So if you block it, you're really it's just like a bad punt. I mean, I get what you're saying. I wouldn't consider it a turnover though. Unless we like fake punted it. Christian Wilkins? Well, you know, MH, we've got, what's up, MH? We've got, you're saying we're thin in the trenches. Yeah, with Gedeke going out, that definitely hurts us. But I want to see, what's his name? Tyler McClelland, the guy we picked up from San Francisco. Was it San Francisco? Oh, the Chargers. The Chargers. He's a right tackle. I want to see him get some snaps. I really do. And Charlie Heck didn't put this. Rewatching it and kind of focusing on Burton and Heck, they didn't play that bad, and they got beat, but it wasn't horrible. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Let's put it that way. Barton, I think, only got beat like 2, maybe 3 times. And it's still 2 or 3 times too many, but you're always going to get beat, especially considering he's playing, you know, a new position and going up against much better opponents than the Atlanta Falcons. Really, that's what it says to me, is that the Atlanta Falcons defensive pass rush sucks. Because Barton was manhandling him. And that's another thing. Watching this, Barton played very aggressive in this game, which I like. You think Baker's in the running for MVP? Right now, yeah, I could definitely see that. Daniel Jones at Indianapolis, he's putting up he's surprising everybody over there. It shocked me. I was like, what? Who else? Oh, how about God, Joe Burrow? Oh, man. I've got him in fantasy football too. So I'm 0-2 in Buccaneers Observer fantasy football because Joe Burrow got hurt immediately, and I had him as quarterback. So I think I got 2 points out of him. So he's out. Let me see. Who else would be good contenders for MVP right now? Man, you know, if Igbuke would have caught some good passes last night, you could mention him, but he had a bad game. I didn't like his game. I wouldn't say bad, but he did drop that one pass. And he didn't block too. There was a couple runs to the outside that didn't get near as much yardage as they could have because he gave up on his blocks. Who else we got across the league? Who could be MVP right now? Man, you know, be called, get Myles Garrett. Oh, man, I would love to have Myles Garrett. But I just don't know if I'd want to pay that much money. I mean, what was it, $45 million a year and give up 2 first-round draft picks? I don't know if I could do that. I really don't. But it's Myles Garrett, though. I mean, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. That's one I'd really have to think it over. Hey, what's up, Joe? Fix a lot of things during the Jets game. I hope so. I hope, you know, Justin Fields is playing pretty good over there, right? And their running back, he's doing okay. We got 4 defensive tackles on the practice squad. Chris, what's up? The Chargers, yeah, Chargers looking really good. Yeah, that Quentin Johnson is looking great. I don't think we could afford his contract either. I mean, $45 million a year. That's 3 Mike Evanses. 2 Baker Mayfields. I don't know, man. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of. I think the Packers gave up too much for Mika. I mean, hey, I think they feel like they're contenders, and that's what they needed. And you kind of got to feel that way if you're going to do that. Igbuke wasn't getting any separation all night. You know, that's the thing about him, and he's not he runs crisp routes, but he's not going to shake you, and he's not going to get separation based on pure speed. And I don't know what to say here. And he's not a circus catch guy. He's like a grinder, though. He's just going to go out there and just grind it out with you. He's going to win through attrition. But yeah, he probably wasn't getting any separation. I was surprised at how good the Texans defense played. That guy, what was his name? Stingley. He did a really good job on Evans. There was that one call that the referees called on Evans for offensive pass interference. I laughed out loud because it's probably the weakest I've ever seen Mike Evans push a defender off. I mean, normally he grinds them into the ground. But, with that guy, he just kind of just shoved him a little bit. I was like, man, these refs, they're not used to Mike Evans games, apparently, because he just throws. Russell Wilson MVP. That'd be something, wouldn't it? I don't think he looked good this week. I mean, he was throwing some bombs to Malik, but would they play Dallas? Yeah, I mean, they had a couple of chances to come back in that game, and Russell just couldn't. Just didn't seem like he had the umph. He was making bad decisions and stuff. Dylan, what's up, man? Gedeke and Zion. Think we paid him too much? Yeah. But as far as like true defensive linemen, C.J. Brewer's the only one, right? Who is Hutmeyer? I don't know anything about him. Yeah, it'd be nice if Yaya could step it up. He's doing the same thing he did last year where he was getting all these pressures, man. He's getting almost there. But he just can't close the deal. I love Sterling Shepard, Joe. I think he's underrated for us. I don't think he gets as much love as he should. But what I really like about Sterling Shepard is he's a feisty little dude, man. He gets out there and he gets in these guys' faces and he will fight. He will scrap with you. And I love that about him, man. I'd like to hear him on Mic'd Up or something. But yeah, he made some really good catches for us week 1 too. He had a 3rd down catch that was crucial. Yeah, I'm not really impressed with Yaya either, Rampage, as far as like on a tiered scale. I'd put him at a B minus maybe. I mean, he's staying on his feet. That's always a plus. But it seems like he can't he can't really just like win straight up. He's got to be tricky. He's always got to do these stunts, go to the inside. He's not winning with power. He's not winning with speed. So, I mean, I don't dislike the guy, but man, I want somebody out there, watching Hassan Reddick too. He wasn't doing much either. Although Hassan I think he's smaller than Yaya, but he's stronger. It seems like he gets better leverage, something. But he can push a guy straight back. But I was hoping Hassan would come out and really blow some people up, but I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, didn't Baker and Shepard play in college together? Yeah, Morrison played a couple of plays last night. As a matter of fact, let me look. I got the playbook up here. Oh, by the way, that was the first, this just popped up. That was the first win we've ever got in the city of Houston in franchise history. We were 0-4 against the Oilers and 0-3 against the Texans. So, bam! How about them? How about them apples? That's from Scott Smith. Thank you, Molly. Molly's my alert system. She'll send me stuff. She's on top of that stuff. What was I looking at? Yeah, game book. How many snaps did Morrison get last night? Boop, boop, boop. It wasn't a lot. 13. Oh, it was more than I thought. He got 13 defensive snaps and 4 special team snaps. Braswell only got 8 snaps on defense. Oof. Eesh. Zzz. Greg Gaines only had 17 snaps. Dang. Cansey had 15. Cansey was doing good before he got hurt. He had like 3 good plays. He didn't do crap last week that I saw. So we had four guys on defense that played 100% of the snaps, which was 49 snaps. That's the difference in their defense was out there for 80 plays. Our defense was only out there for 49. We dominated time of possession. Where's that at? Where's the time of possession clock? Let me see. Yeah, goodness. Did they ever have the lead? I just got sidetracked. Oh, okay. Yeah, they did. Briefly. Like 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. Really, the only time it matters, they had the lead. Time of possession. Here we go. 37 minutes. Good grief. 37 minutes to 23 minutes. Woo! Woo! Wow. That's dominant. $37 minutes. Yeah, so we ran 80 plays on offense. They ran 49 plays on offense. Wow. Okay. So we had 4 guys on defense that played 100%. McCullum, Tyke Smith, Levante David, and Antoine Winfield. And then right behind them was Savasier Dennis with 86%. And then Vita Vea with 84%. Wow. Oh. That's probably the most I've ever seen him play. 84% of the snaps. But then again, it was only 41 snaps. So that's a big difference. Wow. We played Vita a lot. Riddick had 41 snaps as well. Logan Hall had 32 snaps. I barely remember seeing him. Wow. Can't see his nice plays. Let me see. At 12:50 in the first quarter and 9:25 in the second quarter. Okay, so it was 2 plays. I think I saw him beat a guy too, but he didn't really get a pressure or nothing. So 12:50 in the first quarter and 9:25 in the second quarter. I don't have I've got the all 22, but I don't have it marked up for down and distance and time. So it'd be really hard for me to search for it, but I'm gonna try. Bobo. Oh, yeah, that was not a good one. 12:50 in the first quarter. That should be pretty easy to come up with. What? Oh, man. All right. 12:50 in the first quarter, about. Man, that's too much trouble. Hey, Kate, what's up? Oh, that was the play. He got hurt. That's probably one of the plays I wrote down. Yeah, Joe, if nobody else, I hope Tristan can play against the Eagles. If I had to pick between Tristan or Chris Godwin, I'd go with Tristan. Abdul Carter, not looking good, huh? Shepard was catching 250 per game. Wow. Brazo's a bust. Well, I tell you what, I think they're figuring that out, man. Because he only got, what did I say, 6 snaps? Oof. We broke the primetime curse, yeah. Primetime win. That's right. Yeah, I agree with you, Blues Miller. I like receivers that are tough, you know. Like Keyshawn Johnson. I really liked him for that. He was a tough receiver, man. I mean, that guy was very physical. Oh, Tom, you think Yaya's a C minus? Vita's going to start to wear down. Rampage, I think he's probably coming to end of life here soon. I don't know, being that big and stuff for, gosh, why? He's been in the league for, what's this, his 7th year? Kancey's a third-round pick. Yeah. Yeah, Vita has been the anchor. And again, I really thought Vita was going to actually get better. I think he just leveled out. You know, I really haven't seen much improvement in his game. As a matter of fact, to be honest with you, I think he's gotten the first year, he was a complete beast. But he did have a tendency to not pay attention to what was going on with the football. He was too busy beating up on the offensive linemen. I mean, he was literally like throwing guys, but then the runner would run right past him and he wouldn't pay any attention. He was just having too much fun beating up on offensive linemen. And then the second year, he was still doing that, not as much, but he was paying more attention to the ball. And he was really dominant. And then the third and fourth year, he just kind of slid back a little bit, I felt. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's never been bad. But he wasn't near as aggressive and as strong. I feel like he's lost strength. And I thought he was going to go the other way, get stronger and better. But don't get me wrong, I love me some Vita Vea. Yeah, we're going to watch some game film. Highlight of your week, Kate? Yeah, same here. It goes right along with the heart attacks. Buccaneers have been giving us all high blood pressure. Four and 0 or 3-1. Joe, you know what's probably going to happen, and I don't want to be this guy, but we're probably going to lose to two easy games coming up. The Jets and what do we got after that? The Jets. Oh, and then the Eagles. Yeah, that's not an easy game. Okay, we got the Eagles, Seahawks at Seattle. Ugh. So we got the Jets, Eagles at home at Raymond James. Then the Seahawks and the 49ers and the Lions. Woof. 49ers might not be too bad the way they're all beat up. Jets, Eagles. All right, Jets game. I hope we win that because then we got to play the Eagles. And then the Seahawks, I ain't too worried about them. 49ers and then the Lions. Woof. Then we got the Saints right before our bye week. And then we come out, we got the Patriots, then we got the Bills, then the Rams. Ugh. And the Cardinals, Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Dolphins, Panthers. Oh man, if we can get past week 12, or even say week 13, man, we could have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game winning streak to close out the season. Because we got it easy after that. Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Dolphins, Panthers. Oof. It's a long season. You never know how anything's going to go. We've not gone 3-0 to start in 20 years. Wow. I was actually surprised when I found out that we have gone 2-0 for the past, 5 years? I was like, I had no idea. You'd think I should know that stuff. Tom, you will never get the Kate welcomes. I tried it one time and you ridiculed me for it. And Keyshawn was going to beat up Justin Bieber. Ricky, what's up, man? Oh, I need a blowout. Yeah. Yeah, please let the Jets just be an easy game where we can sit back, enjoy our beverages, and not be doing this in the fourth quarter. Molly hates it too because I get really negative, It's like I pull up every single way we could lose. I'm like, I know we're going to lose this. I can feel it, man. They're going to block a punt, run it in for a touchdown. I do just, if we're not curb stomping them by the fourth quarter, I feel like we're going to lose. So I think it's a defense mechanism where I'm like, I expect have low expectations, so I won't be too disappointed. Oh no, Vita's all pass rush. He's all bull rush. He's got no hands. He's just pure strength. Pure strength. Seahawks are trash. Good. Who'd they get? Did they get Sam Darnold? I want to say yes. Let me look it up real quick before anybody answers. Yeah, Sam Darnold. He's garbage. He's garbage. He did great at Minnesota last year. I don't know what. That was a really weird thing. But I guess when you got those type of receivers to throw to, anybody could be great. You see, J.J. McCarthy's going to be out for a while. And Aaron Jones, they're running back too, right? Is Minnesota quitting? They're 0-2, right? Yeah, I do worry about the Jets a little bit. They're one of those teams that you should beat, and they might. But it's going to be at home. It's our homecoming game. We want to go 3-0 so we can beat that 20-year curse that Kate just brought to our attention. And we're going to be wearing our throwback uniforms, and I think we're going to win. I think we're going to win. Pretty confident. But you can't sleep on them. Yeah. They had a great first week game against Pittsburgh. That was a shootout. And Pittsburgh's defense is nothing to play around with. Yes, it is in Seattle. Worst place to play. And Bouquet got injured? Is that official, or are you saying it seemed like he got injured? Robert Jackson's like, we can't handle that. No, after these 2 heart attack win games and then lose to the Jets. Yeah, that would be horrible, wouldn't it? I know, Tom, I know. But I'm just saying, I really thought he was going to be a lot better, you know? I mean, don't get me wrong, he's still elite. Yeah, can't get caught sleeping on the Jets. Both their defenses could be trash. I think Steelers defense is legit. I think. But you never know. It might be way too old. We've never won in the 76 uniforms? Uh, yeah, we did in the 2011, 2010. Josh Freeman's first start, I think it was, against Green Bay Packers. Right? Didn't we win that game in the throwback? I think it was the first time we ever wore our throwbacks, too. Oh, Justin Fields is in the concussion protocol. Huh. Oh, wouldn't that be something? If he's still in it today's Tuesday, yeah, he might not play. Huh. This is the best season in 20 years. That'd be something. That means another Super Bowl, right? Yeah, Stroud put over 400 yards on us last time, wasn't it? Was it close to 500, or am I thinking of uh, a Falcons quarterback? Yeah, I want to say he put up like 454 yards on us last time we played him. It was a couple years ago, right? That was his rookie year. I thought he played well, though. I thought Stroud played very well. He made good decisions, made very good throws. He's so relaxed and calm for I say new quarterback, but what, this is his third year? Right? Yeah, we got embarrassed Eagles. We've been beating up on them for quite a few years now, and I've loved it. I can't stand the Eagles or their fans. So, yes, let's curb stomp them. That's at Tampa. That is a 1:00 game too. Okay. They're looking like the same old Eagles. They don't look like they've lost a step. I was hoping they would have hangover from the Super Bowl or something. So you're saying Ibuka was definitely hurt? I didn't notice it. Take a Jets loss and the Eagles win. Woo, yeah, I'd go with that too. 100%, Joe. Yeah. But then again, if we get the Jets win, then we break the 20-year curse going 3-0. And then we got the creamsicle jerseys. Break that curse too. And it's a homecoming game. But yeah, I got to beat the Eagles, man. You want to beat the Eagles. I could take a loss to the Jets. Don't want to lose to the Eagles, man. Oh, the all-white uniform. Yeah. I got to get me one of those jerseys with the 50-year patch on it. Oh, the Steelers gave up 30 points to the Seahawks too? Oh, so maybe they do suck. Justin Fields has been ruled out for Sunday. Is that what I'm saying? I'm seeing it. They're saying it'll be hard to play if he doesn't practice soon. They're not sure on week 3 matchup who's going to be the. Okay. Yeah, it's not trending well. It looks like he's not going to play. I don't see anything official yet, though. Gosh, how long has it been since we won a Monday Night Football game? I know, long time. Or just the evening game, primetime games, we just have been horrible at for a very long time. Oh, that's right, Christopher. I remember seeing them wrapping his thigh on the outside, which I found very strange. Unless he had his pants down and he was wearing like long johns underneath or something. Yeah, I think we got a real good chance of beating the Eagles, Lewis. What's up, man? Is that a Grim Reaper is your icon? That's pretty cool. I can't see it. Or is that your face? And you just look like a Grim Reaper. Jets got a long list of injuries. Kate wants us to go 4-0 so bad. That would be perfect, wouldn't it? Just to get that Eagles win too to top it off. And like I said, man, if we go 4-0, and then we go 5-0 to end the season, that's 9 wins right there. Man, I did not realize how easy the back end of our schedule is. Oof. Especially if Atlanta falls off like they could possibly do. I started hating the Eagles when they started knocking us out of the playoffs back in the 90s. And then Eagles fans are so obnoxious. So obnoxious. They might be the worst in the league. Molly doesn't like Steeler fans. So maybe it's just Philadelphia in general. Josh Reynolds is out with a hamstring. Oh my gosh, that was a that Sean King game against the Rams on Monday Night Football. That was you talking about the one? No wait, I'm taking the division or the conference game. That was the last time we won on Monday Night Football. That can't be right. The 25 years, yeah. Was Sean King even? Did he play for us the next year? Yeah, we got to do our usual midseason skid, right, Kate? Yeah, we got to do that. We know that's coming. Panthers may have a decent defense this year. Oh, MH. I watched them week 1. I watched them yesterday or Sunday too, but not a whole lot. I wasn't able to focus on the games that much because I was doing other stuff, which I hate to do. But week 1, man, their defense looked really bad. They didn't look like they wanted to tackle. And I'm thinking, man, they're quitting already. Remember they did that last year? Like the last half of the season, their defense looked like they didn't want to tackle anybody. That can't be right about the Monday Night Football. Well, I could hope they could fall off, Tom. That was kind of where I was going with that. Yeah, unfortunately, I think they're probably going to get better by the end of the season. Okay, well, let me see. What did I say? 12:48. Approximately 12:48. So, gosh, that was really the beginning of the game. Yeah, 48. Yeah, okay. Looking for good Cansey play. There's probably more than this, but these are just the ones that I had taken note of. We won in 2023 in overtime on a Monday Night Football game. Maybe it was the second quarter. This is their first series, by the way. Okay, Canton did good there. He broke through. Looks like he had a double team that he pops through. Yeah, we have not won many Monday Night Football. That's for sure. Okay, here it is. I don't think he makes a play here, but I think he redirects the running back. He almost gets him in the backfield. Yeah, okay, here he is. All right. So, yeah, he blows up this blocker, gets by this guy, ends up getting a hand. So, yeah, that was a pretty good play. Yeah, I felt like Mayfield was pressured all night, but then on watching the game again, right before I got on here, he wasn't pressured as near as much as I thought he was. He has a habit of not necessarily getting happy feet, but kind of looking frantic sometimes. And I think that's what the case was. Don't know. 14 and 15 Monday Night Football all-time record. Really? That don't seem right. Did they get rid of Koo? No, they played without him Sunday though. They brought in another kicker and they left Koo at home. But last I looked, he was still on the roster. Let me see if we have any news on Koo. Parker Romo. That's who they. So they benched Koo. Didn't even bring him. He didn't even travel to the game. But so far they have not cut him. It's not looking good for him now. It's amazing how quick kickers just fall out of favor. Although he had a bad year last year for the Falcons and he's starting off bad this year. Yeah, that was a good play by Kansas. And then there was another one, 9:25 in the second quarter. That's probably the one that he got hurt on. But you got to remember that was only like 4 snaps into the game, too. That play we just saw. Oh, yeah. And then the one, 9:34. Let me see if I can pull that up. Boom. Give me a moment. The second quarter. Man, that's a long series by the Buccaneers. So it should be about right here. Yeah, there we go. Now that was a nice play. That was a nice play. Here's Cansey here. Yeah, he just throws this guard to the side. Boom. Nice play. Now he doesn't look hurt there, so maybe it happened later. Man, look at that. How did that guy get so open? What in the world happened there? Okay, what are we playing? Boom. Cover 3 with 4 underneath. Playing zone. We got 2 linebackers, Hassan Riddick and Servassier, middle of the field. Oh, yeah, definitely Servassier's. problem there. You could, you know, I think if this is cover 3, 21 messed up. That's his zone. Servatier shouldn't even be over this far. Servatier should, this is his area right here. But he's carrying this coverage looks really retarded too. I mean, for one, he turns around, can't see the quarterback, doesn't know what's going on. And then he just lets this guy get way out in front of him and then turns around and looks at the quarterback. And he just kind of stops here. I don't know what he's doing right here. He's just kind of almost standing still. There, now he starts running. Yeah. Yeah, see, I like the way 21 carries, right? But he should have spun off right here. It looks like he starts to. Yeah. Yeah, he starts to. But he's way, way off target. So I'm not gonna blame Servatier for that one. I think Servatier is actually way out of position trying to cover the guy. Yeah, I hope Dennis proves a lot too, Joe. He's looking almost kind of confused and scared out there at times. Yeah, well, you're not wrong, Tom, with your assessment there. Uh, Bucs defense was supremely dominant from about what 96 to 2003, about that area, about almost a decade. And then the team struggled. I mean, we were making the playoffs and stuff, but we just couldn't. We just didn't have any oomph during the Gruden era. So, you know, what some year we'd go 12-4, and the other next year we'd go 4-12. It just, and it was very lackluster. Our defense kind of fell off, and then after Gruden, oof, it was a good decade of really bad football. We had Raheem Morris. We had one good year under Raheem, his first year, 2010. And then, we didn't have a good year until, I think, with Dirk Cutter. We had a year or two where we came close to being good. And then it wasn't until Bruce Arians came in, was that 2019, that we started. So, yeah, we had a full decade. Really bad football. And we couldn't figure out what we wanted to be. We went from one style coach to another style coach, and we were firing coaches quick. Listen, we fired Raheem Morris after 2 years. We fired Greg Schiano after 2 years. We fired Lovie Smith after 2 or 3 years. And then Dirk Cutter, he quit there, right? No, we fired him. He went back to Atlanta. Look, now I got to look it all up. But yeah, we were going through coaches like crazy there for about a decade. That was tough. That was tough. That was tough. Those Lovie Smith years, oof. I mean, the Schiano years were not a walk in the park because the fan base was so divided. People were fighting left and right. The media hated Schiano. And then the Lovie Smith years were just so bad, just so bad. We had no umph. But we had good players. It seems like we just couldn't do anything with them. And then when Dirk Cutter came along, we I felt like we got better. There we go, coaches. All right, yeah. So we had John Gruden from 2002 to 2008. Now we did good. We won our Super Bowl with him, and then after that, it just kind of went and leveled out. We just never could really do anything after that. Raheem Morris from 2009 to 2011. Oh, I didn't realize he was 2009. I thought he was 2000. Okay, so we had him for 11 years, or 3 years. Greg Schiano for 2 years. Lovie Smith for 2 years. Dirk Cutter for 3 years. And then Bruce Arians for 3 years. Now we've had Todd Bowles for 3 now. No, 4. This will be 4 years for Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles is the longest coach we've had since John Gruden in 2008. How wild is that? Good grief. I tell you, I loved Bruce Arians. I know a lot of guys don't, but I really like Jacob Parrish so far. I think he's played a lot better than I thought he would. He seems to be a real heady guy. You know, he knows what he's doing out there. I don't see him looking lost like you do with rookies a lot. I did say the R word too, and as soon as I said it, I was like, oh no, I'm going to get banned or censored or get a nasty letter or something. I wasn't around during the Rampage, during the championship in the late 70s with the Buccaneers. I didn't become a fan until the mid 90s. When I was growing up, the Buccaneers were the joke of the league. Them and the Green Bay Packers were just mocked relentlessly. If you would have told me that I was going to be a Buccaneers fan when I got older, when I was a kid, I probably would have punched you in the face. Matthew, what's up, man? Todd Bowles, Bruce Arians saved Jason Light. I like Jason Light. Talk to text, yeah. I crack up with talk to text. I record the game when I'm watching the game. I use my phone to record notes. And then afterwards, I'll look at the transcript and I just laugh constantly. I'm like, this is not what I said. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Tom Brady really, I mean, he was special. There's no doubt about that, man. And I said I liked Jameis Winston. You go back and listen to the podcast for all those years. You know, I carried water for him, but I was like, he's never going to get us there. I said, we are a quarterback away from winning the Super Bowl. And then we got Tom Brady. And you go back and look, I've actually made a video where I was like, we're going to win the Super Bowl because the rest of the team was already good. But yeah, Tom Brady, he was special, man. I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever see an athlete like him again. Just so laser focused. And I never really had the respect for him until he came to Tampa Bay and I started watching his all 22. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy never throws a bad pass. Like ever. And it's not that they're accurate, they're just placed very well. You know, where the receiver can always run with the ball if he chooses to do so. And he always made great decisions. Great decisions. Now, his last year in New England, he didn't play that well. I think he was just so over it. I think he wanted to get out of there. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Matthew. You know, I read an article the other day where it was showing how we are the we have the most homegrown players on our team than any team in the league by quite a bit. I think we're like 86% of our team was either draft picks or undrafted free agents, which is actually really cool because I'm a big fan of that. So same thing. Tony Dungy did the same thing. We just had a lot of guys that were our guys, not a lot of free agents, and I like that. I don't know why. I have no idea. I prefer to have our draft picks and our guys we pick to be what takes us to the big dance. Yeah, I wouldn't let Light pick special teams at all ever again. If I was one of the Glazers kids, I'd be like, no, you don't, no. And I think Light's got he works a lot with the coach, the head coach. I think he really defers to the head coach with the picks. He's like, what do you want as far as the head coach is concerned? And I think sometimes he will override that, but I think for the most part, he really lets the coach kind of dictate the kind of players he's going to pick, because Light has picked a lot of different types of players since he's been here, and it's always seemed to change with the coaches. So I think he's a very, very, he's not a power hungry GM, which I think that causes a lot of trouble. I think he works very good with coaches and assistant coaches in the front office and owners. What'd you say, Rampage? You over here talking bad? You saying bad stuff? YouTube is very lame like that. Of course, I shouldn't say anything. I'll end up getting algorithmed. My goodness. I think we'll have to save the All-22 for tomorrow. I really planned on getting into it, but I've been sitting here running my mouth. Let me see. Let me cover everything. Oh yeah, did y'all see? I posted it, I think on Twitter, but somebody had clipped out where Bijan Robinson was talking about the Week 1 loss to the Buccaneers, and he said, "This is gonna make Rampage mad." He said, "This is Bijan Robinson quote." He said, "They came out in a look that we haven't seen. Our playbook got shorter and we were trying to run other plays to out-scheme them. We prepared for something completely different. It wasn't about effort or anything like that. We were just outmatched in that game." So Todd Bowles finally tricked him. All his tricky dicky stuff finally paid off, huh? And I said Todd Bowles validated. His defensive guru moniker is finally validated. That Broncos game, just is off the cuff. Who was it? Broncos and the Colts? That was a good game. I felt like they were robbed by the refs on that one. The Broncos the Colts kicked the last second field goal and he missed it, but then the refs threw a whistle for launching, or they hit the center or something like that. And then looking back, I haven't gone to the All-22 and looked at it, but on the replay, it looked like he just kind of touched the center. It didn't look to me like he hit the center or pushed off of the center. So I felt like they got robbed there. The refs helped the Panthers on a fourth down in the fourth quarter, 1:33 left to go. Bryce Young fumbles, and they called it holding on defense and gave the Panthers a first down. The score was 22-27. Then they gave them a personal foul penalty later for roughing the passer, which was complete BS. And it seemed like there was about 5 or 6 penalties in the last minute and a half of that game. Panthers and the Saints both lost Sunday. Both teams look really bad. The Falcons ended up just putting a whooping. Can't remember who they played, but I'm going to look. And the Vikings, yeah, 22-6 with a beatdown. Was that Sunday night, right? So that sucked. I was really hoping for them to lose and then us win and we get a 2-game lead in the division. So we're still up by a game and a half. And again, only 2 teams have started 2-0 despite trailing in both games with 1 minute left in the history of the NFL. And that's the 2025 Buccaneers and the 1979 Cleveland Browns. Bam! And I don't think any team has ever done it away, both games being away, and in the last seconds. Not just the last minute, but the last seconds. So, oh, and happy birthday again, Rampage. Oh, talking about the loony left. That'll do it, man. YouTube will shut you down for that. Yeah, Matthew, it's hard. It's hard to, and it's kind of like with this game. I still want to gripe and complain about stuff, but we won. And it's so natural for Buccaneer fans to gripe and complain about stuff. And I think most football fans do that. But it just seems like the Buccaneers, we just have such a long history of losing. We're so used to complaining. I remember fighting with people about Trent Dilfer. I was like, we're going to the playoffs every year, and y'all are complaining about our quarterback. He'll be fine. And then we get rid of him, and he goes to Baltimore and wins the Super Bowl. And I was like, see? And then we ended up winning the Super Bowl next year. They were like, see? Yeah, you doing anything special for your birthday? Did Heather get you a cake or anything nice? You got presents? What's going on, man? How about that catch by Kate Otten? He caught that ball. I think it was the only ball he caught all night, and then he got clocked right after, but he held on to it. He was like this. He's a tough dude, man. That throw from Baker Mayfield to 81 Miller, that was a beautiful throw. Beautiful throw. Great catch, too. Our special teams has got to start blocking and tackling. We're not blocking on the punts, the kickoffs. We're not tackling on the kickoffs. We got to up our special teams game, man. We have not been blitzing near as much in the past 2 games as we usually do. Greg Gaines did a pretty good job last night after Kinsey went out, I thought. Love that Tyke Smith. That's probably one of my favorite plays of the game. Tyke Smith blowing up Dare Ogunbowale for that sack. He just decleated him. You know me, man. If we play like that through the whole game and lose, I'll still be happy. I like to watch those guys hit each other. Texas almost blocked every punt we did last night. They got to the one. Rashad White and Bucky Irvin both, I thought, played really well. Like I said, I thought that the offensive line did not block as well for them, same as I thought last week. But on rewatching, no, they were opening up some holes, and Bucky and Rashad were hitting them pretty good. But like I said, this year, we're not running like hardly any zone runs at all. It's all gap and power. I mean, they're going where they're supposed to go, and we're opening up holes where they're supposed to go. So that's how we're playing it this year, apparently. I was very surprised, though, when Rashad White came out and he was the starting running back. I think he got the first series. I was like, I mean, did anybody know that was going to happen? I didn't know that. Didn't expect it at all. McLaughlin, we got to hang on. We got to hang on just a few more games. If he loses us a game, then we'll get rid of him. But just let's hang in there. Something will click with him. It's getting scary though. What was that? A 37-yarder he missed? I mean, he's only missed like one of those in his whole career. Oh, you got steak. That's the best birthday dinner. That's the best dinner, period. I love steak. It's my favorite food. Matthew said, that's our responsibility to gripe and complain, just to keep the front office on their toes. That's good logic right there. I like that. That makes me not feel bad about complaining. Not turning the ball over. Yeah. Oh, she made a patriotic cake, Rampage? That's cool. With a flag on it. Oh, keys to the game was co-keefed. I couldn't read it, Tom. There was a light shining on it, and I was like, what is he? I couldn't see the co-keef part. I was like, what is he talking about? Yeah, I'm glad we won too. We'll have to do the game film tomorrow. I didn't realize it was so late. I'm just over here yapping. Y'all get the bonus plan when I get a good win under me. We never did we figure out who won week 2 score predictions? Let me look. All right, Tom, you came in with 24-20. Score was 2019. That's gonna be close. I think you might have got it, Tom. I'm gonna have to go back and check when you put your score in. I think you got it, Tom. 2019. Anybody else close? You were 5 points off. Oh, wait a minute. Josh was 28-17. So that's 2. Oh, okay. No, he was way off. Yeah. Looks like you got it, Tom. Congratulations, brother. Yeah. Y'all don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate that, Joe. The co-ratio. Keith. He's a scrapper. He's scrappy. All right, guys, I got to get off here. Go get me some dinner. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Tomorrow night we will do all 22. And for the NFL guys that keep pinging my videos, we'll see y'all tomorrow night. Yeah. You didn't cheat this week, Tom? All right. I'm going to have to go back and check and make sure. Oh, that's right. Yes, I did like it, that picture. It's been a busy day, Rampage. Yeah, that was a nice cake. Did she bake that? It's a keeper, man. Even if she did bake it, just getting you a cake to keep her. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it, man. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. Thanks for hanging out. Great win. I wish they would just give us a break with the blood pressure and heart attacks and stuff. You know, just win one outright by halftime. You know, let's get up by 40. And we haven't scored over 30 points this year. So our offense is not banging on all cylinders yet. But we'll see y'all tomorrow night. We'll do some All-22 review. Get some things you want to look at, and we'll try and see them too. We'll jump around maybe. I doubt if we'll just go straight from the front to the back like we did last year. Don't know. Anyhow, we'll see y'all tomorrow. And until next time, go Bucs.